This is Daryl Evans with Kings Vision at LAKings.com with Kings insider John Rosen. One day before the big game, Game 1 of the West Conference Finals against the Chicago Blackhawks at the always energetic United Center. That's coming up tomorrow late in the afternoon. But today, a good workout for the team. Everybody on the ice. Seems like there's a lot of energy, a lot of excitement out there. Guys looking to get this thing started.
Yeah, absolutely. After yesterday's skate was really more of just kind of a skate to get the team's legs back underneath them. Now here at the Bensenville Edge Ice Arena in suburban Chicago, team going through some more line rushes, a little bit better pace here at practice today. Really one of the news items right now, Jarrett Stoll is practicing. He was skating on a line with the Trevor Lewis, Tyler Toffoli, Dwight King. Also, Dustin Brown has been back with Anze Kopitar and Justin Williams. We saw that line together at the end of Game 7 against the San Jose Sharks, really second half of that game. Jarrett Stoll will still see, haven't seen any contact in practice yet so far. He's still TBA. Don't know if we'll learn so much later today in the press conference, but again, good to see him taking part in line rushes.
Yeah, I think when you look at the line combination that the Kings have used, not only in the last series against San Jose, but going back in the series against St. Louis as well. Daryl Sutter's got the luxury. He can always go back to that Kopitar, Brown, Williams unit, a group that is very familiar with each other, having played with each other for the last few years. So you're probably going to see a little bit of that as this series goes on, especially when you're playing games in the other team's building. You look at the matchups, maybe how those matchups work out, but Daryl Sutter, again, comfortable in those other situations. Jarrett Stoll, if he's able to get back in the lineup for the Kings, that'll definitely be a big boost in the face-off circle. That's an area where they're going to have to be better. San Jose was very good in that department, second in the NHL during the regular season. Joe Thornton had an outstanding series against the Kings, and now when you look at the Chicago Blackhawks, Jonathan Toews, he's as good as they come in that face-off circle.
Absolutely. And as a whole, though, Chicago is really more of a middle-of-the-pack towards an upper echelon team in face-offs. The Kings finished the year 4th overall in face-offs, and that's a number that's propped up when Jarrett Stoll is in the lineup. This won't still quite be like going up against Joe Thornton, going against Joe Pavelski, Logan Couture, who was over 60% going into that LA-San Jose series as well. So hopefully, should Stoll be able to return, face-offs will be slightly more in Los Angeles' favor than it was in the previous 2 rounds, because the Kings are generally a very good face-off team. In regards to the Kopitar line, this Kings team, you feel that the ceiling is higher. When Kopitar, Brown, and Williams are together, that was part of that very dangerous combination during the postseason last year. Really almost all of the last, most of the last year and a half, that line that has been together. Anze Kopitar obviously trying to get more his offense going. That line knows that they still have something to be able to go out there and accomplish. Kopitar just 2 goals thus far in this postseason, so you're able to go and see that that team, that line, really at its best raises the team's offensive capability. The team averaging just 2 goals per game so far in this postseason. They'll look to add to that number here in this 3rd round conference final series against the Chicago Blackhawks.
Well, the Kings had a big road win against St. Louis in that 1st round series. They're going to have to win on the road in order to get past Chicago, as the Chicago Blackhawks have the home ice advantage. Kings are going to have to score some goals on the road. Just 8 goals scored in the 6 playoff games this year on the road. In order to do that, they're going to have to get to the net, get pucks to that area. They got to play inside the face-off dots. Chicago's done a great job at boxing out, but I think they've got to get to Crawford. He's a goaltender that I think if you get him moving laterally, get him off his game, a lot of traffic, a lot of distraction, I think they have the ability to score a lot more goals than we've seen them put out so far in the playoffs.
Absolutely. It's going to be an interesting juxtaposition of styles in this series. Really simply, many have said that the Kings are one of those big, physical, banging teams. Chicago Blackhawks obviously laced with a lot of skill, a lot of speed in their lineup. The thing that these 2 teams are similar at, though, both like to possess the puck. Both have very good possession numbers. The Kings' possession numbers were better during the regular season. Obviously, the Kings is a team that likes to get the puck, cycle it in the offensive zone after dumping it in, possessing the puck deep, as you said. Players like Kopitar, Justin Williams, players like Jeff Carter able to use that possession of the offensive zone for quick shots, even off the rush that Carter has been able to show so far in this postseason. But these are, probably 2 different teams, more than at least the first 2 playoff series that the Kings have been involved in. It's not kind of the mirror of styles that you saw in St. Louis. San Jose was also a strong possession team. It is a little bit of a different series. There's going to be quite a bit of speed in the lineup in the Kings' opponents here. Obviously, you mentioned Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane, Marian Hossa, players that are just very quick out there that the Kings are going to have to be wary of throughout this series. Chicago also a team with very good depth as it stands.
Yeah, they do have some good depth, get contributions from all three lines. The Kings are going to look to get that as well from their lineup. Some good news out of the Kings corner. They signed Robin Regeer, defenseman, to a 2-year contract extension. Definitely a positive note, and I think that'll probably energize the hockey club moving forward.
Absolutely, and Regeer has been an enormous asset to this Kings team in the postseason. You know, without him, had that trade not been made, you know, the Kings would have been a little bit green on defense. They've been doing a good job stepping into the roles that they've had, but now Regeer has that calming influence. He has provided a very strong counterweight to Drew Doughty, and he rounds out that Kings top four, being able to log very heavy minutes and step into a role that is very similar to the one that was vacated in Willie Mitchell's injury. So Robin Regeer, it's great for him just in the span of 2 months to really solidify his future, provide another big body on the Kings back end, really fits in with that Kings heavy style of play, big physical defenseman, not always in heavy supply in the National Hockey League. Kings did a good job in being able to ink him for an extra 2 years.
Yeah, definitely a big boost for the organization, and having Matt Green back in the lineup in that last series, Robin Regeer, the Kings defense seems to be solidified, back in place, spread the minutes out a little bit. Great, game one should be a great one, just a little over 24 hours away. For John Rosen, I'm Daryl Evans for Kings Vision at LAKings.com.